Hello everyone, it's Carrie from sunshineinmypocket.com, and I'm excited to be here to share a card with you today that I have had in my mind for a really long time. It's time to make it, and I'm going to be using this set here called Queen of Hearts, a couple of stencils from Miss Ink Stamps, and these shaker bits. This is called Queen's Guard Small, and they're little playing cards with little hearts on them. They're so cute. I thought I might use this one as well. This is the Champagne Stardust, but I ended up not using this for this particular card. But these are the stencils. I love these. One is from the Diamond Fade collection, and the other one is called Pick a Card. This is going to be the card we're making today, and I actually have a bonus card as well, so stay tuned to see that. I ended up coloring quite a few images, more than I needed, so I made 2 cards. I have this rounded rectangle die, and I'm just going to cut it out of the center of a panel here. I thought it looked a little like a playing card, so my idea was to make a playing card in the background that was a shaker, and I was going to have 2 of them together and turn that into a shaker, and it kind of morphed into something a little bit different. I have this fun flock, or the flock transfer sheets from Decofoil. This is the ruby red color. And I was going to cut a square out of the middle, have it be a shaker, and make little hearts in the corners with the fun flock. So you'll see how this has morphed as we go along. It turned into 2 different cards, 2 different ideas, one shaker and one not a shaker. So if you didn't want to make a shaker, this video has a good idea for you also. I'm going to do the flock part first since it takes the longest to dry. I have this Decofoil transfer gel, and this is what I'm going to do. Tape off one of the hearts, add a little bit of that transfer gel right to the heart in the corner of the plain card piece, or at least that's what we're going to make it into. And then we're going to remove that stencil and allow that to dry. So you can see here that it's a little bit raised. It's got that transfer gel on there. They now have transfer gel Duo, which is a gel that dries sticky, and it allows you to use this flock transfer sheet without using a laminator. So I don't have that yet. I only have this, and I am going to use this up before I get the transfer gel Duo. So I'm still going to use the traditional method for attaching the flock, and that's going to be using my Mink machine. You can use a laminator or any kind of heat transfer. So here I have put the flock, I've cut 2 small pieces. I've put the flock onto the hearts here with the flock side face down, and I just ran it through my Mink machine. And now I'm going to remove those flock pieces, and you can see that the heart sticks to the part where the transfer gel was, and it is fluffy and fuzzy, and it's super cute, and I really do like it. You can see that this one turned out a little bit misshapen, so I end up redoing that on the other opposite side, and so I end up covering that misshapen heart. I guess I put a little too much of the transfer gel on for that one, so I will redo that. You can also see here that I've already colored up some of the Queen of Hearts and some of the white rabbits, and I did not leave that in the video this time. Occasionally I will leave the coloring in, but a lot of people don't like to watch the coloring, so I left that out. Leave me a comment below and let me know if you would prefer to see all the coloring or if you don't care about watching coloring in videos. So now I'm taking that diamond stencil and I'm going to ink it on using some Distress ink in Black Soot. I want this part to be black since the rest of it is going to be red. The Queen of Hearts and the hearts are red, and so this diamond portion is going to be black. For my card anyway, you can do it any color you want, of course, but I think that black is really so striking. I'm going to do it on both of the panels that I cut the card from, or the rounded rectangle stencil from, and so that is going to create a really fun background for our cards. Just using a blending tool to blend that on real quick, and there you go. Look how striking that is. Really fun look for these cards. So these cards are starting to take shape, and I thought that they needed a little bit of a red frame around them, so I used 2 rectangle dies together, and I die cut out a small frame here. And this one I'm going to color red in the same Copic color that I colored the Queen of Hearts dresses in. And then I also have one that is cut from red glitter paper. So that's the one on the left you see over there. This is the one we're going to use for this bonus card over here. So really simple to do, and you can make them any color you want to match your cards. There's the flock transfer sheet that I've cut a small one, and I've redone the transfer gel on that one. So I ran that through the ink machine again, and now I'm going to cut out the part that is going to be the shaker portion. Just using a small square die to cut this out. We're going to create the shaker very simply, just adding some really strong double-sided tape here. This is Scor-Tape. This is the really thin one. I think this is 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to put that around the square. I'll remove the backer sheets here so that to reveal the tape. And I'm going to add this acetate here. This is some heavy duty thick acetate from Hero Arts. I'll just cut it to the size that I need. You could also use some old packaging, anything that you have available, which I do also. I use some packaging sometimes to create shaker cards, but I had this acetate readily available, so I thought I would use that today. So I'm just going to attach that to the back of this piece here. Remove the backer transfer sheets and add the acetate. And now we're ready to start building it up so that our shaker bits fit in. So I'll add some 3M foam tape. You can use any kind of foam tape that you have. I'll add it to all the sides of this square so that the little shaker bits cannot escape. So just adding it all the way around there, and I'm going to test out what it looks like and see if that is thick enough for those cards to shake around in. They are pretty thin, so I thought one layer of the foam tape was just perfect for this shaker card. Sometimes for shaker cards I will add 2 layers, but for this one with these cards it was just fine with the 1 layer. I decided that it needed a little bit of color behind that window, and so I'm adding some blue ink just with a blender brush, just a little bit, just a nice touch. And look, you'll see what a difference that makes when I put that piece back on. Just adding a little bit of a fade here, fading up to white. So see how that blue just adds a little bit of emphasis? I think it looks really pretty and an easy thing to do. So now we're ready to glue all the pieces on. I'm going to glue on that piece that we cut out the card from, and we added the diamond stencil to the front. So I'll add that first. I'm just leaving the shaker bits right in the middle there, just to make it easy to create this card. I thought that it needed a few more little embellishments, so I'm adding some extras. And I decided that I wanted some to stay up when that card was even standing up and all the pieces had fallen to the bottom. I decided I wanted 3 pieces, 3 little cards to stay up on the top. And so I'm just going to glue 3 pieces straight down to the back there, so those will always stay in place where they're at. Just a quick little neat trick for when you want it to look like it's completely full all the time, and you can still shake that around. So I'm going to let that dry before I fully add the other window, the clear window piece. I'll add the glitter frame and just get that evened up all around the edges here so that it's the same equidistant from the edge on all sides. And now we're ready to put on the window frame. But before we do that, I decided I wanted to add some of the flock idea to the bunnies, to their tails, to the white rabbit tails. So I have this fun flock, which is all separate. It's not one of the transfer sheets. It's a separate product, and everything is loose, kind of loose. Usually what I do to put this on is I add some glue, take my tweezers and add the fun flock, but I couldn't find my tweezers, so I just used my fingers for this one, and I'll let that dry before I shake off the extra flock from those tails. So now we have the flock on the hearts and the flock on the bunny tails, and I added the window piece. And now we'll pop up the queen and the white rabbit with some fun foam as well. Just gonna arrange that flock on his tail a little bit better. It's very hard to see in the video, but it looks really cute in real life. I added a sentiment white heat embossed on black, and it says, "Let the heads and fun times roll." And there's those pieces that stay up, and then I added a few more cards to the top of the card there. You can see the shaker bits I just glued onto the top there of the sentiment. And that's such a fun shaker card. And here's our extra card. I colored up this queen a little differently. You can see I added some stripes to the inside part and some polka dots to the outside part of her skirt. And there's the flock on the hearts. This sentiment says, "My dear, here we must run as fast as we can just to stay in place. And if you wish to go anywhere, you must run twice as fast." Here you can see that the Queen of Hearts, their skirts are pretty plain. You can add any detailing you want. So you can see that I did some polka dots on the one on the left. I added some hearts to the yellow portion of that queen. And then on the right, I added stripes to the inside portion of her skirt and some more polka dots on the outside portion. It is so fun to add these details, and I think these cards are super fun. It's great to have a bonus card when you have extra pieces that you've colored up, and so that is our bonus card as well. I hope you enjoyed this process today. I really had a good time putting it together. Thanks so much for stopping by. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.